In Boston, protesters beheaded the Christopher Columbus statue. In Virginia, they threw it in the water. These images caught the attention of Native American groups in Minnesota who have petitioned for years to take down a 1930s-era Columbus statue here.
And I spoke with one of my elders this morning, and he said, you can't do it that way. You can't be passive anymore. You have to go down there. You got to take it down.
Mike Forsha of the American Indian Movement Twin Cities claims he bought a rope and let others do the heavy lifting.
Never helped us. He always took away from us, took our land, took our people.
So to see a simple statue of Christopher Columbus, who raped and pillaged our people and the land and the resources, for us, we like that. We're like right on.
Minnesota State Patrol surrounded the statue after it fell and waited for the towing company.
See it happen in my day and my time, and to be able to be a part of it, to be able to come here and sing with my brother and my nephews and that, and be a part of history was a great feeling.
But the act of toppling the statue is a violation of the law.
After we were done, I was told that, yes, I will be arrested. I will be charged with criminal damage to property, but that's part of what happens, so I'm willing to take that.
When the tow truck took the statue away from the Capitol grounds, the crowd cheered and looked to the future.
I'm hoping our Dakota brothers and sisters will decide who and what replaces that, because this is Dakota territory, and they should be the ones to decide who or what places that. That's right.
And a State Patrol spokesperson told us tonight that they do plan to charge the person that they're calling a, quote, instigator, and they say that members of the State Patrol tried to get people to use legal avenues to try to continue petitioning for the removal of the statue before it was torn down. And just about 10 minutes ago, Governor Walz released a statement saying that while he knows many Minnesotans see the Columbus statue as a, quote, legacy of genocide, he does not agree with not using those legal processes and said that people shouldn't have taken the matter into their own hands. Those were his words in his statement sent to our newsroom. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Danny. Well, Justin.